First of all, let's join on the line from Cairo Mohamed Morsi's campaign spokesman, Gehad el-Haddad, joins me on the telephone. Thank you for being with us. Just give me your reaction to this announcement.
Well, huge joy, of course, and thanking Allah and that our numbers came as exact as that of the High Elections Committee, and that we have stood proud in front of the Egyptian people for everyone that has voted for us and those that have voted for our opponent, and even those that have abstained. And we feel glorious with this first day that, as you have rightly said, the first ever elected president in Egypt, the first ever civil president in Egypt. This is not the end of the game. This is the start of a huge path of responsibility filled with much more challenges. Turning from becoming the largest opposition group in Egypt into leading the country with its national front. This is a huge responsibility to bear, and we ask God and we ask all the Egyptians to bear witness to this historic day in which Egypt has reached the pinnacle of its revolution fruit, and we start on a very long and not so easy path of rebuilding our nation.
During that very long speech by Farouk Sultan, as he went through, it seemed like all the discrepancies that were involved in this electoral process. Did you feel a little moment, a pang of nerves during that?
Well, we are all human. We are all human, so we all felt the various tensions in and out of it. But I think it was rightly due that he had to go through all the discrepancies and challenges that have been posed by both opponents, to send a very strong message to the Egyptian public that this is the elected president, this is your president, this is your choice, so that everyone would believe that it has came by the rightful will of the people.
When can we expect to see the new president standing up and making his first speech?
Hopefully within the next 24 hours, the first speech will be broadcasted, and hopefully it will carry all the aspirations and fears and roadmap of the next presidential cycle.
Within 24 hours? Surely he'll get up within the next few minutes, wouldn't he?
Hopefully so, hopefully so. I don't want to make promises.
Just a quick reflection upon the reception that we might see from the international community here. Before this election, there was a great deal of concern amongst some Western nations about the prospect of a president from the Muslim Brotherhood. Is that a concern of yours?
Not at all. We believe that much of this hype on the Muslim Brotherhood has been generated by biased reporting about the Muslim Brotherhood that has occurred during the Mubarak presidency time. Many of that has created a scarecrow stereotype that does not reflect the reality of the Muslim Brotherhood or the Freedom and Justice Party. With the ascension of Dr. Morsi now as president of Egypt, he will be the president of all Egyptians. All rights of women, cops, civil liberties, human rights, everything would be much more respected and guarded by rule of law and by the state, much more than it has ever been in the history of Egypt. And we hope that with the help of the Egyptian people and with the help of the bureaucracy of Egypt and all its arms and organizations and apparatuses, will be able to enact the rule of law and get back the aspirations and the rights of the Egyptian people.
Do you think that the Egyptian people are going to be hard to win over? I mean, the victory of Mohamed Morsi was a razor-thin one, and yesterday we saw the supporters of Shafiq turning out on the streets, and there's a considerable number of them who presumably today will not be as happy as the people we're seeing in Tahrir Square.
Certainly, it was a thin vote indeed, but we are also full of hope that this is the first time that the will of the people has been enacted, and this is a huge step for us in Egypt. And we believe that if the promises were delivered on and the rule of law has been enacted properly, everyone in Egypt will feel safe that this is their country and their aspirations can take shape and place within it.
Okay,
the promises go out to all Egyptians. They don't go out to one segment of them or to one group.
Well, those are noble sentiments indeed, but of course we still have the issue here of the relationship between the president and the military. SCAF still basically holds an enormous amount of power in this setup, and we're not quite sure what role the president will play.
Well, I think this is the time that we will wait for the SCAF's announcement of how they will hand over the full power to the new president. We are still remaining in Tahrir Square. The sitting will continue. The sitting did not have concern over the announcement of the presidency of Dr. Morsi. The sitting is primarily to make sure that Parliament is back, Parliament is active again against the will of the SCAF by disbanding it. and to refuse the constitutional declaration that was issued by SCAF.
Well, Mohamed Morsi made a statement just a couple of days ago, as you remember, in which he was very critical of the dissolution of Parliament. What position will he take as president now in this argument over whether Parliament is legitimate or not?
This position hasn't changed. The Parliament is legitimate. The Parliament still exists. Many of the political powers in Egypt, as well as the majority of the parties in Parliament, are operating as if Parliament exists. We refuse SCAF's decision to disband Parliament. We can discuss with the Constitutional Court how their announcement or recommendation that the 1/3 of the parliamentary membership has to be reviewed or dismembered. This can something that happens within the existing Parliament, not with a new Parliament to be elected.
And as far as the position of Mohamed Morsi is concerned, over the course of the past few days, as we've been waiting for this result to be announced, can you tell us whether there has been any meeting between him or his representatives and members of SCAF?
No, there was only one meeting that happened since the second round of the election, and it was between the Speaker of the House, Dr. Katatni, and a member of the ruling SCAF Council, the Security Council of the Armed Forces, and the details of that meeting have been announced in a press statement by Dr. Katatni and published on his website and pages and so on. And it was nothing more than delivering the message that we refuse the disbandment of Parliament, we refuse the Constitutional Declaration, and the will of the people cannot be tampered with by an appointed council by the Mubarak regime.
Gehad, el-Haddad, may I ask you to hold on the line for just one moment?